Hi and welcome to the channel. I am Arkayla. I'm a shamanic healer, an alchemist, and a channel for the Pleiadians and other ascended beings. I am going to do a intuitive card reading today with the Kyle Gray pack. So this is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards pack. And it was one of my father's packs, so it's very special to me. I have 3 cards here, so if you'd like to choose a number between 1 and 3, and I will see you at your corresponding number. Just look at the timestamp below in the comments if you want to fly straight there. See you there. So group number 1, you have this beautiful druid. So there's a lot of heart energy coming up for you at the moment and a lot of tenderness around that. It feels like, you're feeling very vulnerable around that space. And it's almost like you're trying to protect it. It's like your whole body is kind of curving around your heart in order to protect it. And there's a lot of reflection happening, a lot of going back over past experiences, which probably left some scars. And I sense a lot of, well, if I'd only done this, or a regret, essentially. And what you're being guided to understand is that it's not about what you didn't do. None of this is about that. It's actually about you just bearing witness to what happened and allowing it to be enough, allowing it to be what it was and accepting it for what it was. And essentially just letting go of any narrative that is really getting you down around this and coming through with a lot of judgment or accusation. I'm also getting a sense of exhaustion, actually, like tired of dealing with this, tired of replaying this old tape. So let go is the big guidance for this week. Allow yourself to bear witness to it, and then just trust that it was all meant to be as it is. And no matter what the outcome, just give yourself permission to let this go, because holding on to this is causing you far more pain than anything else. And it does get to a point where really, the advice is just drop it. There's nothing you have to do. And the more that you feel that you have to fix this broken thing, the more that you invite in this sense of lack and this sense of hopelessness. And they just literally want you to give yourself permission to shed this, to let it go, to let the death cycle come in and pull all of this into a place of completion. So one more thing that's coming through here, actually, he's got this really awesome little crystal at the top of his staff. And they want you to know light is ahead, and that actually the clearing that will come from the process of letting all these old stories, all these old beliefs go, will leave space for a lot of rejuvenation, a lot of renewed sense of self. And actually it will allow light to be thrown onto new opportunities which are actually already in your life, but you are not fully aware of them, or maybe you don't see them as opportunities yet because you're so busy looking in the other direction and what you feel you've got wrong. So I hope that is helpful. Let it go is the key for this week. And I wish you all the best with that, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Okay, group number 2. This is your guy here. And so the first thing I'm taken to is this caduceus here. which is actually the sign of the medical profession, which is interesting. This is a side note. This isn't part of the reading. But see how it's two serpents going up one channel? Well, they actually represent the two energetic channels that go up your spine as you come into a state of enlightenment. And as the two tops of these energy channels come into the top of your brain, they actually secrete a serum which goes into your third eye and allows for great expansion. So it's fascinating to me that this symbol is the one used for the medical profession. Anyway, that was just a side note. However, they are taking me to it. Interesting, because what they're saying is there is old meeting new for you. It's as if these old ideas and beliefs you've had about yourself are now really rubbing up against and becoming intermingled with new ideas about yourself. And it's actually, maybe intermingled's not quite the right word, because it actually feels like they might be pushing against each other. So there's this sense of old you and new you, old beliefs, outdated understandings coming into sharp contrast with this very new understanding of who you're becoming. And the invitation is to bear witness to both these parts of who you are, to hold your center. There's nothing that you need to do. Just, you're going to be oscillating between these two parts of you, and that's absolutely fine. This is part of the process of transformation. And the reality is you are, look at these wings. I mean, hello. You are getting ready to really launch into this new energy. And this is kind of the final stages of that preparation. And I feel like you already know this, and you've been preparing yourself for this. You're excited for this. Okay, what they're saying is that there's a lot of new energy becoming accessible inside of you, particularly around your heart. And this is coming up to the surface in such a powerful way. And it will really support this transition. So, okay, it's all coming clear now. And this is why they're saying you don't actually have to fix anything. There's nothing for you to do here. It's organically already orchestrating itself. So this new energy that's coming through your heart center is just going to help you shift gears at some point. And so this rubbing up against each other of the old and new and the oscillating is just going to end at some single point. And so because of this support that's coming through to help you into that next phase of being. So don't worry, hold your center, kind of enjoy the ride. And they just want you to understand that what's happening from a broader context, so that you don't feel like, oh God, I've fallen back into old ways, or I need to fix this, there's something wrong here. Don't worry about any of that. This is literally, it signifies the culmination of a lot of work you've been doing to upgrade yourself, to expand yourself, and it's coming to fruition. These are the final steps of that process. So bear witness to it, trust the process. It's all going to be tickety-boo. So have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy. Hello. So number 3, you guys have got this magician here called the Stargazer, but as per usual, we don't worry too much about the words because this is an intuitive reading. So as you can see, there's lots of symbols on his telescope. Can you see that? The kind of rune marks along the telescope. Okay, so you're a really old soul, and you carry a lot of karmic wisdom, knowledge that is really, really coming into its own. It's like you have been working on levels of mastery for some time now. And it's like you're at this point where you're kind of you even know it. You're like, I really got the hang of this. and it feels good. And it's like this wisdom and knowledge that you have held for all these lives is coming together in a new way. And in this, I keep getting this word tool. It's like you're creating some new technology. And don't think like of tech the way we think of tech in our culture. Technology is light codes, it's energy, it's, we're talking like super high tech, like quantum technology. That's the right way to put it. And what you're bringing in from your past lives, what you're calibrating in your being, what you're birthing and preparing to give to the world is like this quantum technology that you are so masterfully orchestrating in your being and preparing to be shared into the world. And they're telling me that some of you are going to fully know this. Others of you are going to be like, me? Really? Like, yes is the answer. Because and they love that innocence as well. That's such a big part of your gift. Yes, we have a very convoluted idea of mastery, and yeah, innocence is such a masterful way of holding really light, high vibing energy. And so the masters, the pioneers of the heart that are going to be walking amongst us will often appear to be the most childlike, light, happy people. And this is an adjustment we're going to be making as a collective, because we're so conditioned to expect only the old masters with all the knowledge and the serious people to be the ones that have the wisdom. And this is pretty much the opposite now coming forward. So what is the message for this week? They just want you to hear this message so that you become more acutely aware of who you are. And they're really emphasizing also the connection you have to the stars, the lifetimes you've spent in other star systems. This is what is really going to be elevated and wonderfully woven into the human experience. And that is a big part of your technology. That's a big part of who you are, and the gift that you're bringing in is the unique lens that you have on life, and the way that you are able to weave it in order that others may be able to see life through this lens of yours, and in that see the world from a very different and multi-dimensional perspective, which is kind of amazing. And yeah, this is really exciting. So this is just a message they want you to hear to really help you remember the caliber, the depth of what and who you are, not from this life only, but from every single experience you've had, because that is what you are drawing on. And it's this that is being birthed within you. And around the timing of this, they're saying, well, what they always say, which is, all be at the perfect time. That's what I always get. At the perfect time, Arkayla. So they want you to know that around the timing of this is allowing the collective to meet us there. So there are many factors around this, and a lot of complexity in a way, because there are so many streams of consciousness that are playing out right now on so many different levels. And this technology you're bringing into the world is designed to create unity. And frankly, a lot of the collective isn't there yet. And so just know that the timing is super important. And so if you're hearing this and you're like, I kind of feel this and I get it, but I don't feel anywhere near being able to do this, that's okay, because you got time. And if you're hearing this and you feel like, I totally understand this, yep, I've been working towards this and I am birthing something and I am bringing it into the world, and I feel like it's pretty, imminent, then maybe the message for you is just be aware there could be many more layers to this technology that is still being brought into fruition in your being. And, excuse me, The patience that you exhibit will only lend more gravitas to the tech you are creating and to the gift that you are birthing. So just enjoy that process. I know that if you're at this level of mastery, being told that it's not imminent is not a problem, because you completely relish the journey and you understand that the sweetness is in the satisfaction of that. So I salute you, I honor you, and I look forward to your tech whenever that is meant to come into the world. And I hope that this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Much love. Take care.